From New Zealand, South Island, Paddy O'Brien. One of the very experienced campaigners in the global game.
Blue.
Perth hosting a Rugby World Cup match for the first time. Uruguay running from the left against the 1995 World Cup champions. And Kafera immediately getting a good kick to Aguirre. Or a good pass. And players all in front of the kicker there. So they have to retire back 10 metres if you are in front of the kicker. And there are opposition players in that distance. So not a good start there for Uruguay, and Louis Kuhn has given South Africa a very strong attacking platform.
So I don't think you'll see Westhuizen going for a goal too much tonight. They want to try and get their combinations going for the big one next Saturday versus England.
5 members of the Bulls pack from Super 12 on the South African side. And that line-out won by Matfield. This is Van Niekerk and Van der Westhuizen. Dynamic start for the Boks. Try number 36 for their international scrum half.
Well, it was a right call by Joost van der Westhuizen to go for the line. And very, very smart work by the Springbok forwards. We'll see in a moment a big shove here by Uruguay. But the ball was transferred. Away comes Van Niekerk, and there the magic man himself, Van der Westhuizen, gets it over.
Well, it was a good drive from the Uruguayans up front, but the size of Van Niekerk sucking in defenders and just being able to offload with one hand. And Louis Kuhn, he is one of the best in the business. So, South Africa 5, leading Uruguay 0, early stages, first half. So, Danny Coetzee, the 26-year-old from the Bulls. And Victor Matfield. De Vet Barry, an express train. Van der Westhuizen. Juan Smith. Inside the 22. Good build-up here by the Boks. Cook. And Willemse. Well, 2 missed tackles there. And here we go again, number 2 for the scrum half. Van der Westhuizen makes it look easy for South Africa. And it's Van der Westhuizen 10, Uruguay 0.
Well executed by the Springboks, this one. A terrific take off the line out. We had Van Niekerk involved again, Willemse, and then the ball was laid back. And Joost just dives through there. Could be looking for a record in this particular clash. Willemse has been a revelation for the Springboks this year.
So the Uruguay defence at 6s and 7s with the pick and drive from the South Africans. And again, Van Niekerk doing a lot of damage. Sharpshooter Kuhn successful. It's 12-0. Well assisted by Sanchez. Referee just telling the Uruguayan backs to retreat the full 10 metres. If they come up inside that 10 metres before the line-out's over, it's a penalty. De Vet Barry has split them. Oh, great hands there from Rousseau and Van Niekerk. Spectacular handling there from the Springboks. And it was the back row who did it all.
Well, De Vet Barry may argue that because he made a tremendous bust through the Uruguayan defence. And then in came the Springbok back row. Willemse, beautiful ball there. De Vet Barry. And hasn't he proved a few critics wrong this year on his attacking abilities? Joel Van Niekerk that time. Concentration on the ball, but They're a classy back row.
Well, Smith and Rousseau handling like the Harlem Globetrotters there. And South Africa further ahead by 19-0. Well, you're looking at a struggling amateur team against a fully fledged professional outfit. No finances spared.
Split second in that one. Joel van Niekerk crossed the top very quickly, but Paddy O'Brien did give him sufficient warning to say, let it go.
And so far in this World Cup, we've seen a lot of the referees penalising players for holding on after the ruck has been formed. In other words, opposition players coming in to get the ball and handling in a ruck which has already been formed, but the player tackle is actually getting penalised.
Yeah, watch him go to ground
now
there.
There's the ruck formed. He can't go on with it. Certainly very marginal.
And the other thing referees have really aimed up in this first two days of the World Cup is coming in from the side. And I think all sides out there should be warned. It seems to be a big blitz on that particular facet of play.
Coming in on the side and not releasing. That was a big problem area for the Australians in the opening game. Aguirre. Sweet as you like. Uruguay is on the scoreboard in Rugby World Cup 2003. Pablo Lemoyne, 129 kilograms of Uruguayan flesh. Brignoni. Some very effective driving mauls tonight from Uruguay. And exposing the South African forwards. They've marched this one 20 metres.
It is what a great phase of play from Uruguay.
Well, this is their game. This is where they love to take on the opposition forwards. Couple. He's been a goer tonight.
Number 5 in the side.
Coming in on the side of the tackle against South Africa. And the offender was Victor Matfield.
Number 5 on the side, come from the back.
Haven't seen too much of Victor Matfield or Bucky's Boiter at all so far as we go for goal.
19 points to 3, but a chance for 3 more to Uruguay. Well, Diego Aguirre certainly struck his first kick beautifully. Well, this is more difficult than his first attempt. Just watching him in practice and that first kick here at Subiaco, he'd give him an even money chance here.
It's closed. Oh, there it is. Gordon, you picked it beautifully.
The skipper is an inspiration for the Uruguayan supporters. They love it. 6 points on the board for the underdogs, but it's 3 tries to 0. Big Victor Matfield, one of the most athletic locks in the international game. South Africa going nowhere. Static ball. They weren't running onto it, and they've been driven backwards. Now Kuhn. Here comes Willemse. Pastore slipped. Van Niekerk. Willemse. That's the 22-metre line. Under Westhuizen. Kuhn and Juan Smith. There's a fine low tackle there by Bardo. Matfield. Sofaka. Well, they're making those tackles count now, Uruguay. But South Africa's pressure is mounting here. Bakis Botha. And And a bonus point try for South Africa.
Well, just unrelenting pressure from the Springboks. And they've got plenty of attacking options in this side. Eventually the man just out of suspension after that very, very aggressive test in Brisbane. Bucky's Bota scores. Krief does well here, gets the ball away. And Krief ably supported by Lawrence Safaka.
And Simon, the beauty of staying on your feet.
100%.
Victor Matfield did well. Caught. David Barry. And here he goes. Jacques Fourie. Krief and Delport. South Africa just outflanking the Uruguayan defence. And again, some hard straight running from David Barry. Really igniting things for the outside men.
Well, could see he's got any number of targets to throw to this line, and this time he's found Victor Matfield. Nice pass there from David Barry. Really gave this try a lot of impetus and momentum in there. Delport scores the try.
No real cause for concern, just a surface wound. And Eduardo Baruti from the old Christians club. That's the rugby team that went down in that Andes clash 32 years ago, 31 years ago. And here goes Fourie again. He streeted them. Jacques Fourie, the 20-year-old. Willemse says go all the way. And what an exciting runner he is. In his first test, Jacques Fourie gets a debut try for South Africa.
Well, he's 92 kgs, 189 centimetres. Placed the golden lines and has got some pace. Look at him go. Left the Uruguayan defence in tatters.
Well, Willemse was like a jockey there. He was sooling him forward. Now, there's a significance in that conversion. Louis Kuhn converting with a drop kick. And once we get to the playoff games, if after extra time it's still all even, it can come down to a drop kick competition between 5 players from each side. So Louis Kuhn got some practice, and so did this man. As far as try scoring is concerned, Jacques Fourie, hasn't he been damaging with the Vet Barry tonight? Diego Aguirre. Looking for his third success. And that was his first miss. Willemse puts his foot down. Kutsia. And hookers and front rowers should be banned from kicking in general play. So it's South Africa running in 6 first-half tries, and they're away to a handsome lead of 36-6 at the major break. So Rudolph Straley sitting up in the coach's box. I think we'll be looking for some affirmative action here from the South African team, because they've just lost their way a little in the second half. Juan Smith. Richard Bands stepping through like a three-quarter. The Red Sea parted.
Well, Richard Bands, we saw a remarkable try in the Tri-Nations. Carlos Spencer absolutely barreled as he headed across for a very long-range try there. Richard Barnes really doesn't look terrifically athletic for years. Huge speed, very hard to stop.
Explosive pace from the tight head prop. 41-6. Rousseau, too strong. Momentum got him there. He stumbled, was able to reach out in the same motion as the Springboks are set to post a half-century.
Well, Danny Rousseau, Warren Smith, Joel van Niekerk have really shown up in a big way in this game. And this is a tremendous run here by Danny Rousseau. Just bowling over the Uruguayan defenders. You can just feel the floodgates really starting to open up.
Who's going off? Which number? Number 6.
So it's been a long, hard road back from injury for John Smith, who made his test debut against the Canadians back in 2000. And he'll now throw into his first line out here. And yet another replacement coming on. It looks like Hernan Ponte. Smith does well, and Smith threw on the burst. It was Smith to Smith. Victor Matfield. Van der Westhuizen gets a hat-trick. Smiles all round for the veteran from the Blue Bulls.
Well, the initial drive here by the Springboks, led by Victor Matfield, was well and truly combated by Uruguay, but they went again. And Joost van der Westhuizen just snipes through there. Seen him done it so many times before.
Conversion wide, 55-6.
10 handling errors from the Springboks.
Springbok scrum becomes a juggernaut. And the Uruguayan forwards are now walking. Well, you can't throw it to the opposition. That's fatal. Neil de Kock. Furi. Great offload. Rousseau. And Bota. The big fellow gets his second try. Johnny on the spot for Bakis Bota. And South Africa hits 60.
Well, it's Jacques Furi who's really making a big impression tonight with this Springbok backline. He set this try up.
62-6.
Watch him go. The big man, Bakis Bota.
So 6.5 long minutes to go for Uruguay. Selborne boom. Beautifully controlled line out here by South Africa. Hendro Scholz. And they're really sharing it around tonight. Try number 11 for South Africa. Hendro Scholz, and it's 67-6.
Lovely camera work here. Classic driving maul here from the Springboks. Hendro Scholz, beautifully hidden there, gets the ball over.
This is Hogarth. Linking up with Krief.
Well, that was the right decision by Krief to hold that ball in. Willem C takes it through the forwards.
England to make their long-awaited debut against Georgia tomorrow. That's Sunday. There it is for Krief. He plucked it out of the fingers of a tiring Menchaca. Don't think there's too much doubt about this one, Paddy.
Well, Peter Marshall was right there for the touchdown. he had no problems with it.
I think it was number 20, Ponte, actually. Had to get it down before going over the dead ball line. In fact, it was Aguirre, number 10.
Yeah, valiant attempt by Aguirre, but a much fresher Werner Krief gets the try.
Not much doubt about that. And perfect positioning there by Willemse, who grew up on the crime-ridden streets of Caledon on the outskirts of Cape Town. As Paddy O'Brien confirms, try number 12 for South Africa, and Hogard now getting some goal-kicking practice with his drop. And that one, well, appeared to just go under, but we'll confirm that. 72-6, it fell short of the crossbar.
That's a better tactic by Neil de Kock. Two very fast players in Willemse and Krief coming through on that grubber.
Well, we're going to need a 25-metre rolling maul for it to happen. And this is the start. Taken ahead by Boruti. The forward's going to chance their arm and give it to the backs, or they're going to hold on to it. I'd be backing the forwards here, I think. We're not going to give it to that back line. No way. Into injury time. Well, the scrum half, Amarijo's taken a back seat here. Now he can get it out. The forwards just ran out of numbers there. There's a ruck form, no hands. Amarijo. Here's a chance for South Africa. Storace. Uruguay closing to within 10 metres of the goal line. Mendaro.
Oh, listen to the crowd support for the local adopted team.
Sixth phase here. Baruti. And finally, Capo is bundled into touch. They really fought hard to the end, but it was no contest. South Africa by 72-6.